this wasn't really going to work out. But all in all, we weighed our options and keeping the baby was the best option. I decided to request for a deferment letter from my dean, and it was accepted. So I took that opportunity, that whole academic year, to just nurture my pregnancy, and even the time I factored in the 6 months of exclusive breastfeeding. So I took this time to learn more about being a new mom. I even attended the Lamaze classes, the baby banda forums. I googled a lot, watched YouTube videos, just to get to know how to handle the new baby coming. Long story short, the D-Day was here. It was on the 2nd of April, midnight, and I was feeling some pains in my back. The pains would start in my belly, radiate to my back, and I was wondering what those were. Apparently, those are the labor pains. And yes, they are really painful pains. And that is when I really got to really appreciate my mom for bringing me to this world. I labored for 12 hours. And that's when the nurses decided to take me in for a C-section, and within a few minutes, my baby came. It was a girl. I was so excited. I even cried tears of joy. The doctor even asked me what was wrong with me, and I just told him I was happy. It is a feeling that cannot be explained. It's an amazing feeling just to bring a life to this world. Wow. I mean, I just give God all the credit. So we stayed in the hospital 4 days. After 4 days, we were discharged from the hospital, and wow, it was exciting having a new life at home. We were now the 3 of us and not 2. It was very exciting. I enjoyed motherhood. I enjoyed the breastfeeding bit. I enjoyed waking up at night. Not easy, but yeah, it's fulfilling to a mother. Ten days later, the baby developed difficulties breathing. She wasn't feeding well, and this was a cause for alarm. So we decided to go to the hospital. As soon as we arrived at the hospital, the nurse just admitted us. The baby was admitted, and they were doubting sepsis. This was the hardest part of motherhood. I mean, I couldn't imagine how a small baby could be admitted in hospital and even being given drugs and tubes. It was horrible. Within 2 days, there was no improvement, so we decided to get a referral to a more advanced hospital. And they were collecting the samples to do the blood tests for the sepsis diagnosis. My girl started getting panic attacks, and she wasn't breathing. The panic attacks came and disappeared, but this time she just had another one that she couldn't even breathe at all. The doctors tried resuscitating and even gave the drug to stimulate the heart, but nothing. And the doctor came to break the news to us. She was in tears. I mean, breaking such news to a family, it's horrible. I can imagine the people in the medical profession, how they do it. I mean, it just takes grace. So, for me, I couldn't believe it. I mean, how could I have carried my baby in my arms just a few minutes ago, and now she's no more? As in, how? No, it was not possible. I didn't believe it. But when we came back home, it's when it dawned on me that my arms were empty. And I didn't have my baby. And I was going to learn to live without her. We did the burial the next day. And since apparently it was a Good Friday, I had this hope at the back of my mind of the hope of resurrection. I mean, Christ rose on Sunday, so I was thinking, maybe she might. Even my parents, but from both sides, they were there. They were thinking, they were just feeling sorry for me, And the hardest part was just accepting. And since I didn't have time to mourn for my baby, the burial was done the next day. I didn't have time to mourn, and way later it really affected me because I could think about it, break down in cries, try to cry myself to sleep, wake up at night, trying to find solutions, and nothing. Depression was setting in. I mean, it started from stress, and now depression was setting in. And I didn't want to live anymore. I wanted my life to end. I mean, what was I living for? I had deferred my school. I had a room to nurse and no baby to show for it. I had nothing to do. I mean, I was out of school. So what was I living for? I mean, the world didn't even depressed and dying. I didn't know how to talk about it, so I just suffered alone in silence, trying to find a way out of my lonesome self. My days and nights were filled with tears, and the guilty trip of feeling sorry for myself was my best friend. I was always feeling sad and hopeless, helpless and worthless. Some feelings come and go, but some never leave. They haunt and taunt you day and night. Sometimes I found myself oversleeping and couldn't seem to get out of bed. Or sometimes I roamed the house at night trying to search for that peace of mind. Everything seemed wrong in my life. I had the hardest time concentrating on simple tasks, remembering things, or even making small decisions. I didn't know what to do. This thing had overpowered me. There was only one thing left to do. And since I was too afraid or too ashamed to seek help, I could only think of one way out. Suicide. It was my obsession. No one cared, not even myself. To those of you who feel utterly hopeless, overwhelmed, think there's no way out, or see nothing to look forward to, I ask you to take a few minutes and consider another possible solution than that of ending your life. Life is instinctively valued by all of life's creatures. Even a blade of grass or a flower fights for the privilege of life.